my wasabis, this is Jirbie from Couch Wasabi. So for today's video, I'm going to be featuring this local bean. And this is, I think, one of the famous regions where you can source your coffee. And this is from Mount Matutum in North Cotabato. So if this is something that you'd like to see, then please keep watching. So last week, I got a little crazy about buying beans. I think we were talking in our coffee group. We were talking about the best tasting beans that we've ever tried. And I was sharing with them this particular bean that I've tasted during my Sensory Spark class a couple of weeks back, I think a month ago. And it was this award-winning coffee from Ethiopia. It's called Ethiopian Jasper, something like that, and it's from Project Origin. It's award-winning. It's imported, but it was really amazing that upon opening, for example, the bag, the coffee bag, the smell is really sweet, almost like candy. It doesn't smell like your regular coffee. Like that regular coffee smell isn't that pronounced. What's more prominent in that bag of beans is that it has this very sweet stone fruit smell, tropical fruit smell, and when you brew it, it just smells so amazing. And that coffee was really mind-blowing for me. I took note of that coffee because I really wanted to buy that. So when I did my search, that coffee would cost me about 2,600 pesos for a bag like this size. This is about 250 grams. So that's about $50 for a 200-gram pack, which is about, I would say, $10 per cup, more or less. So I posted a quick question in the coffee group, and I asked everyone if they can recommend any local bean that has more or less of that same profile, that stone fruit sweet kind of coffee. And a lot of people recommended a lot of things as usual, and I ended up buying a lot of them. So I have 4 bags of beans that I've purchased last week from different sources, from different regions in the Philippines. So that's really interesting, all of which is promising me to have a prominent, that's the word, okay? I want to have a prominent stone fruit flavor note. So far, I've tasted some of them. The prominence is not there. So, I don't know. I think I'm bound to be disappointed. I don't know. So today, I'm trying this out. And although this does not promise any stone fruit profile, the profile written here is caramel and fruity. So I would assume more on the citrus side because that's the more common fruity note we have here in the Philippines. I'm really very excited to try this out. So if you want to get to know like the other beans that I've purchased, you better hit that red button and subscribe. I have 3 other beans that I can try, and I'd be happy to talk about them in my next videos. But for today, let me just try out this Mount Matutum single origin bean. I normally go for single origin, to be honest. I think I'm not that of an expert yet to play around with mixes, in my opinion. So for today, I'll be using, of course, my Brew Timer app. It's been very helpful for me to give me some sort of a structure. And I'm going to be brewing a bigger batch today. That's why I've prepared my server. So I'm going to be using Park's V60 setting. This will brew for 3 minutes using 30 grams with 500 ml of water. So let me just open this up. I'm the type who would want to have a pair of scissors instead of tearing things apart. It smells good, typical of your coffee. I guess one downside of this is that I hate that it doesn't come in a resealable packet because it takes a while for me to finish like a 200-gram pack. So good luck to me. But it does come in that package with valve. So let's take some 30 grams off of this. And I'm going to be using my Horlicks Mini. It's like newly washed. Okay, wait, hold on. Put it up here. Kaya niya ba? I think hindi niya kaya. So, half muna. So I've already pre-wet my V60. The Lily drip is there as well. Just gonna be putting this here and start grinding. Okay. So I normally prefer getting whole beans, and I like grinding it by myself. I want to capture like the freshness. And I normally like getting beans that are roasted perhaps a week into it so that it's readily consumable. This was roasted last August 1. So I got this early last week, Monday. I bought this last Monday, but I was only able to get hold of it, I think at around Wednesday. There. And the final batch. Let us just check. Oh, kaya pa. So, this is 30 gram worth. Okay ba yung grind? Okay naman. It smells good. It smells acidic. Parang smells like toyo. It smells savory. So, keep in mind, the flavor notes written is caramel and fruity. Fruity, I would think it's dried fruits, yung parang yung typical citrusy, not really on the sweet side. Alright, not sure if you can see it. It's a little dark, pero wala na. And so we're done. And that's for our Matutum Bean. Okay, always press there. I think I need to bring it to a boil. So always press there. And I like tapping also the grinder. Excuse my cats, they're like very happy right now, so you can hear them run around. And so you keep it leveled. I've never brewed this much, so I'm very excited. Water, 500 ml. I got 64. We're trying to make it as close as we can. And then 90 ml, 15 seconds. Dismiss. So we go with 90 ml. So let me just let it reach at 150. All right, and then 350 ml. I think the flow is okay. It says wait for 30 seconds. And you can agitate. Stir a few times, it says here. So let's agitate. All right, so here's my coffee bed. And I clocked in at 494. I followed this setting, Parks V60 from Brew Timer. There we go. Okay, so there's no over extraction because it's suspended. Let me just remove it so it won't extract like the bitter notes anymore. Boom. And here's my coffee. Ayan, so I have my double-walled glass. So you can introduce oxygen. Just like that. And introduce more oxygen. There you go. Okay. That's really dark. I think this is medium roast. Very typical of your coffee. I honestly can taste the caramel. To me, this is like one of those yung lasang savory. It's your typical coffee. It's a stronger type of coffee though. If you're into that strong, bold, dark roast, this is something that's on the way there, but not quite. So, this is far from my personal preference. I normally like coffee that has, I can't explain it, but the coffee that I like has to not taste like your typical coffee. And this has that earthy feel towards the end. Smell, it smells like your coffee. From the bag at its dry state, it smells like your coffee. Yeah, so it's your typical Filipino cup of coffee. Normally, Filipinos like it like really bold and strong with that. To me, they look for that bitter taste, that earthy, bitter taste. I don't normally like that, and those are the taste profile that you would find here in this Matutum bean. I honestly didn't capture any of the caramel notes from it. The fruity note, to me, it's like a really bold, not really bold, but it's a coffee that would wake you up in the morning. It's a good starter coffee. If you want to start your day and you want to wake up, like really up, you can go with this. It's not something that I personally like. This is from But First Coffee. I will link them down below. And it says here that this was harvested by Blaan farmers, produced by Green Tropics Coffee Enterprise. So I got this because I wanted to support the local farmers. I've been buying a lot of imported beans, and I thought it would be cool to feature different local farmers. One of the beans that I was able to secure was from Dubria. It's an award-winning bean. I'll be featuring that in my next videos. I was able to try it out last week. I did a short video on my IGTV as well. And I'm really looking forward to receive my batch of Sergio Leon's beans. So those are still arriving this week. I'm also excited for that. The other one that I have is from Traces and Trails. I have those three. I'm very excited to try, and I'd probably make a side-by-side comparison one of these days. That would be a lot of coffee, but that's okay. Luckily, I have two of these now, so I can freely do that. Now on its cooler state, it has a brighter, more refreshing profile. Still with that very slight tint of bitterness towards the end. But it's not really off-putting, to be honest. It's your typical cup of coffee. I'm sure you will love this. It's a good cup of coffee. I would also assume it's a good cup of, like, it's a good batch of bean for you to have your cold brew. But it's just not my type. The price is fairly affordable. I paid for 400 pesos plus 50 pesos shipping for this. They have pickup points in North, in South, and I think also in Makati. So they have one in Monumento, one in Las Piñas, and another in Makati. So wherever you are in Metro Manila, you can just book, like, Grab to whichever near place that you are. I got mine from the North, had it shipped to my office, and here it is. So anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's taste testing video. It's my first time to use this. I'm very happy I was able to use it. Anyway, if you have any other coffee bean suggestions that you would want me to try, please shoot them down through the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions, improvements, grinder, do you think I need a new grinder? Just comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think. And I guess I'll talk to you soon. Bye.